Hey guys, it's Kathryn again, and this is going to be my review for Switched at Birth Season 3, Episode 6, The Scream. And oh my god, shit went down in this episode. This was such a great episode. Definitely my favorite of the season, I think. Definitely, I know I said last week's was, but this one definitely was too. My only complaint with this episode is I'm not liking the way they're handling the Daphne plot. I don't like how they're going back and forth between Cherie and then the next week it's Jorge and Campbell. I don't like the way they're doing that. I think it's stupid. And I'd like a way to put both storylines in because they did that with the first two episodes and then they started doing it this way and I'm not exactly a fan of it. But this episode was really, really good. Definitely, especially the John and Kathryn stuff. It was also a fun episode because of the whole, murder mystery thing. Let's just get to the episode, though, because I thought it was a really good one. So let's get to the main plot. The main plot had to do with Kathryn's book party. She's having this whole party because of books. And John is just being a douchebag the entire episode. Like, he's saying, I'm happy that you're writing again, but then he's like, what's it about? And then she tells him what it's about, but she's very vague with the details because she doesn't want him to know she's writing an erotic novel, which I can understand. I mean, that is her husband after all. She doesn't want him to know that, but he still does not know that the novel is based off of their past, sexual parties that they had, which I find disgusting, but whatever. I forgot to say in the review last week that she said that this was actually a personal experience that her and John had when they were younger, when she was drunk. I forgot to say that, but that's basically what happened there. So she decides to throw this party, and Nikki's mom is going. You can see that her and John have a lot of friction there. And at the same time, Regina is very reluctant to tell Kathryn. She wants to tell Kathryn, but she asks Adriana. Adriana says, do what she feels is right, or something along the lines of that. I thought she gave her good advice. I always like Adriana's character. So that's basically what ended up happening. And her and John end up talking. I think it was either her and John or her and Nikki's mom. It was her and John, and they're talking, and all of a sudden Regina hears this scream from Adriana. Now this is at the party. And she hears a scream, and it turns out they're actually in a murder mystery party set up by Renzo. Now, Renzo, by far, he has definitely become my favorite character on the show. He was hilarious in this episode. Definitely, he gave some great comic relief. I really am enjoying his character. I love his character. I think he's just a really fun character, and he adds a lot to the show. I definitely think that. So the whole thing was who poisoned Adriana's character. I thought was definitely really, really funny, the whole murder mystery thing. But while this is all going on, as John is trying to investigate the whole murder thing, he finds the book, and he finds out, Kathryn is publishing it with her name on it, and he realizes what it's about, and he gets really upset at Kathryn, more upset than he should. I thought, this is stupid. I mean, you should not be that upset about her. I mean, come on, you really don't have a right to be that upset with her. At the same time, he was probably he didn't even stop to think, oh shit, maybe I did the same thing. I did just as worse. He didn't even think that because he's such a douchebag this season. But he's looking through it and he gets all angry with her, saying, how could you do this to me? But the thing is, and he says the kids are going to find out about this. No, they're not. Unless Kathryn explicitly said this is an experience that actually happened, this is based on a true story, they are not going to find out this is real. That's not what she was planning to do. She was planning on making this into a book, and she tells him she had like 100 other different suggestions, and he still is not listening to her. And this just proves John is my least favorite character on the show. I'm going to say that right now. John is my least favorite character. I hate John with a strong passion, especially after this episode, because he still doesn't realize what he did was wrong. It's really annoying. And even him and Nikki's mom said, we're not going to tell Kathryn about it. Like, he's stupid. And what ends up happening is Regina confronts John that she saw that she saw John and Nikki's mother kiss, and John says, don't tell Kathryn about it, but Kathryn hears every word that they are saying, which I thought was brilliant writing right there. You know, I thought that was definitely brilliant writing. And I thought, you know, Regina was going to tell Kathryn, but no, she just had to hear the whole conversation. I thought that was really, really good. Also, it turned out that Kathryn was the one who poisoned, you know, Kathryn's character was the one who poisoned Adriana's character. I thought that was really funny. I also thought it was funny that Adriana wanted to pretend she wasn't dead or something like that. That was definitely really funny. And I'm sure a murder mystery party would be a lot of fun. Let me know if you guys have ever been to those, because I'm sure they'd be a lot of fun. And I myself, I think, would want to go to a murder mystery party because it seemed like it'd be a lot of fun. It really does. But Kathryn, you know, is kind of buzzkill. She tells everybody, get out. I'm the, you know, she says specifically, I'm the killer. I'm the one who did it. Get out of my house. And, you know, she says, this murder mystery party's over. Get out. And she is just pissed off at John. This is, we have never seen Kathryn this pissed off, and it was awesome. I mean, definitely Leah Thompson gave an amazing performance in this episode. She always gives great performances, but this episode specifically, she gave a great performance in this scene. She's yelling at John and everything, and she tells him, you know, that was really, you know, he should not have done that, and she actually kicks him out of the house. She does. She kicks him out of the house, and she doesn't want him there because he even asked her, haven't you ever had, and he asked her the stupidest question I think I have ever heard, the most terrible, you know, this was a horrible question. Like, what possessed you to ask her this question? He asked, oh, haven't you ever had feelings for men that weren't me? You do not ask someone a question like that. You just did the same thing, and it's a lot worse than actually, you know, going about that and doing what you did without actually telling her about it, which was stupid. Definitely stupid. And she, you know, she gets all mad. She kicks him out of the house, which I was really happy for. Good, she kicked him out of the house. And I think she kind of got this idea from Renzo, because Renzo told her, you know, that if he doesn't appreciate what she does, then, you know, she should just ignore it and something like that. I think Renzo's a great friend, by the way. I would have wanted to see a Renzo and Kathryn conversation, though, when she told him about this. I'm sure we'll see that next week. She kicks him out, and John ends up moving in with Toby, which I was very surprised about. I thought, you know, Toby opened the door. I thought it was going to be Nikki. I thought Nikki was going to show up at the door, but no, it's John, and he's moving in with Toby. So this should definitely be interesting, because, Toby knows, because Toby was there, so Toby knows, everybody knows, Toby knows, Kathryn knows, Adriana knows, you know, Adriana already knew, but the only person that doesn't know is Bae. Now, speaking of Bae, let's get to her plot. Now, of course, Bae is now in a cast. There's a little side plot with Bae and Daphne, nothing huge, but she has to now sign with one hand because she can't move the other hand. You know, she can't really move the other hand because she had a serious injury. You know, she'll be okay, I'm sure. Although the promo makes it look like she won't be okay. I'm sure it's only going to be like a longer injury than she thinks or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. What happens is, Tank and her are going to the party, but she also finds out that Mary Beth tells her that he was, going to this fraternity party, and Bae wants to know if she can go. Well, what happens is her and Tank are solving mystery together. Let me just say, they're very cute in this episode. I actually want them to be a couple because I thought they were cute. And they get alone in the room, and she actually kisses him. And and then she asks him about the fraternity party. It turns out the reason he did not invite her is because it's a dogfight party. Now, if you don't know what a dogfight party is, it's something they do in fraternities. It's really, really mean. Definitely, if any of you ever get invited to those, which if I myself ever get invited to those, but I mean, I would not. I don't see myself in a frat house. I don't. I would never, ever see, if I ever go to college, I would never see myself in a frat house. Could you see me in a frat house? I could not see myself in a frat house. But, you know, if that ever happens to you, it's a horrible thing. Basically, it's a contest to see who can take the ugliest girl, and Bae is furious about this because Mary Beth is not an ugly girl. Sure, she's not the most, you know, the hottest of girls or anything, but Mary Beth is pretty, I will say that. Mary Beth is a pretty girl, and the actress that plays her is a pretty girl. She is. So Bae gets really upset about this. She tells Tank she doesn't really want to talk to him, and she tells Mary Beth about this, and Mary Beth tells her, you know, that she's really upset about it. But then Tank tells her that he canceled the party. You know, he talked to an anonymous source. The party's off. but Bay still doesn't really, know if she can, he's still not out of the fraternity. We'll have to see what happens with them, though. It seems like they're okay, but we'll have to see, because I think, Tank, he's not getting out of the fraternity, but he is, he doesn't want to get out of the fraternity because he's going to mess up things for himself, which is a good point. He doesn't want to mess up things for himself. But also, I mean, it's kind of rude what they did, so I do agree with Bay, where, it's kind of rude what they did, so that was Bay and Tank's plot. Now, let's go finally to Daphne's plot. Now, there were only 3 plots in this episode, which I thought was good. I like when there's not 5 plots. It's annoying. Daphne's plot was basically that she was going to Campbell's 21st birthday party. She was setting up everything for his birthday party. And while she was doing that, she was setting up things for his birthday party, and it seems like she said to Regina, no, but actually Kathryn, she said to Kathryn that, she likes Campbell as a friend, but she likes Jorge more, so it seemed like they might start something, we didn't really know what was going to happen with them, but she doesn't invite him to the party, and what happens is Campbell gets these, it's something for snowboarding, because if you remember, he wanted to snowboard, he wanted to do that, or skateboard or something like that, he wanted to do that, and he's going to go with them to snowboard, basically. Now, Daphne tells him don't do it, she's very concerned about his safety, and he actually decides not to do it, which was, good, but this does get Jorge kind of upset, which I thought was kind of, I can understand why he's upset, but you really didn't need to say this. He gets upset with her because, she's so concerned about another guy when he's there, and he's basically telling her, who do you like more, me or him? And she says she has feelings for both of them. So again, we have this love triangle. And honestly, this love triangle, I'm really not a big fan of it. I'm not, because here's the thing. You could have one, why can't you just have Daphne and Campbell as friends? Then the thing that Jorge doesn't realize is that a girl and a guy can, someone who, the thing is, we as guys, and if we have a girlfriend, we need to let them have other guy friends. There's nothing wrong with that. Her and Campbell are just friends, and even though she might have feelings for him, they're still friends, and it's okay for her to just have a friend and be a little bit concerned about him. That's completely fine. I thought he was a little bit wrong with that, but we'll have to see what else happens with that. But that was basically the episode, and I gotta say, it was a really good episode. I liked a lot of it. I thought the murder mystery stuff was a lot of fun. The John and Kathryn stuff was very intense. The Bay plot and the Bay and Tank plot was very intense. I will say, I actually do want Bay and Tank together. I think they'd work very well together, and they go very nicely together. I'd like to see that. And also, Daphne and Jorge and Campbell, I'd like to see this plot end, honestly. It's not very strong. I think Cherie's plot last week was a lot stronger, and I'd like to see this love triangle end. This show's a lot better than love triangles, I will say that. I don't want this love triangle to go on all season. I want Daphne to make a choice next episode and be done with it, because, honestly, it's not that strong. It's not. I think the Cherie stuff was a lot stronger. I will say, though, this still was a great episode. I'm getting a little tired of the way they're doing Cherie, Campbell, and Jorge. Cherie, Campbell, and Jorge. They're going back and forth, and it's annoying. I'm really hoping next week it's both plots like they did in the first 2 episodes, because that worked out really well. I thought it did. I thought that worked really well, and it's not. They're not doing that now. I don't know why. But that was basically the episode. Let me know what you guys saw of the episode. What's going to happen with John and Kathryn? Do you think they're actually going to get a divorce? I think they're actually on the head of getting a divorce at this point. However, you do see Kathryn in the preview, you saw her on a bed, and she's going over to John's side, and he's not there, and it's kind of upsetting. You're kind of upset for her, but that makes sense because he's been there all those years. For her. Will Bay trust Tank? Do you think her and Tank might actually start a relationship? We'll have to see what happens there. We also found out Tank's real name. I don't remember what it was, though. Daphne, do you like her plot? Do you think she'll make a choice between Jorge or Campbell? Honestly, choose Campbell, because Jorge, really is not the right guy for him to say she can't have other guy friends. That's what it seemed like, that I don't like that he said that. But that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for my review of The Fosters. So, see you then. Bye.